I'm Ilene Wood. Welcome to today's episode of Bag Lunch. We are once again going to celebrate my needlepoint collection. And one of the reasons I love it so is I feel that women were stitching their stories, and this is a way of honoring and celebrating women who are today anonymous, but they left behind relics of who they were and what they held dear. First one is this handbag that shows a fountain in a garden. And I believe that this was done by a woman, and perhaps she had a similar fountain in her garden. This bag is a particular favorite of mine because it uses a canvas that was pre-worked, but the woman got to show her sense of individuality through her choice of background color and finishing. And I love the fact that this woman chose magenta. Most people would do these needle points in much more somber and neutral tones, as evidenced by this black one. And most women would do a needlepoint bag that was for the ages. And by that I mean there was so much work involved and it was so time-consuming that a woman would want to get lots of wear out of her work and show it with pride. So very often they worked in more neutral tones, which went with a lot of the clothes that they wore. But I celebrate this woman's individuality and bold statement in choosing magenta as her color. And this is my very favorite of this group of Parisian and foreign travel bags. Here's another interesting bag. This one celebrates bullfighting in Spain. And I believe that the woman who chose to make this bag traveled to Spain and wanted to remember her trip and committed it to posterity through needlepoint. This pair of bags are quite lovely. These appear to be Chinese emperors and empresses, and when we turn the bags around, they have the other figure on the back. And I love the fact that these handbags were both done with the contrasting red leather. This is a simple little bag that was clearly done completely by a woman. And what I love about it is it's got these pastel naive depictions of a row of houses. So I don't know where this was, but I think it's really very sweet and charming. This is a later needlepoint purse than the others, as evidenced by the 1970s kind of shape. So this trend stayed popular from the 50s through the 60s and on into the 70s. And in fact, in recent years, needlepoint bags have come back into vogue, but I'll tell you more about those another day. These last two needlepoint bags are here for two different reasons. This one, because it celebrates a charming little Cotswold cottage that's probably either in the English or Irish or Scottish countryside. And this one is a Venetian scene. But what makes this one most special, this was a mass-produced purse. And what they had done here was they purchased the canvas that was meant to have the background filled in, but to save money and time, they just used the naked canvas with the design worked in on a less expensive patent leather handbag. And this was probably available in a department store, and it was probably quite reasonable. So when I talk about the democratization, the trickle-down theory of fashion, some of these other bags were very expensive, and by contrast, this is a mass market version that was available to everyone. So thank you for joining me on this little travelogue to needlepoint purses around the world. I look forward to seeing you next time.